Mr. Charlie Berens.
Hamilton, Wisconsin. How in the hell are you guys? Oh my God, it is good to see you. Holy smokes, a lot of flannel out there. I gotta tell you what. God, it feels so good to be back in Wisconsin. I gotta tell you guys, because I was just down in Chicago. That's the appropriate response. I was driving on the highway, I was behind this one car, and this car had 3 bumper stickers on it. First bumper sticker says, "Keep honking, I'm reloading." I'm interested. Second bumper sticker was a picture of a gun, and it said, "We don't call 911 around here." I'm not sure why I just gave that bumper sticker a southern accent. Third bumper sticker, "Coexist." I was so confused. I didn't know what to... That's like seeing a Trump sticker on a Subaru. I didn't know how to handle that. I didn't know what to do with that. I mean, let's just take that second bumper sticker, the one with the gun that said, "We don't call 911 around here." Really? Never? What if you're having a heart attack? Does your wife just take you out back like your old yeller? "Martha, I'm having chest pains. Call an ambulance. Martha! Martha? Sorry, Daryl, but you must have forgot what we don't do around here. We don't call 911. Oh, got you in the kneecap. Quit your blubbering, I'm reloading. Open up for Mama Submarine. Is it weird we're making eye contact right now? And now we'll coexist with the garden. That is a DIY funeral, guys. Little DIY RIP. And I appreciate that. I appreciate that because I'm a DIY guy myself. I am. Yeah, thank you. I was doing my own plumbing this week. And yeah, I don't recommend that. Doing your own plumbing, it's kind of like doing your own colonoscopy. You might save some money, but you're gonna see some shit. I'll tell you that. Tell you that. So I was putting this water filter in, all right? Now, the reason I was putting a water filter in is I was on my phone doing some research. I was doom scrolling, and I came across an article from National Geographic that said there's so many microplastics in our water that it's in all of our brains, and it's in our blood, and it's in our lungs. And fellas, my guys, my dudes, it's in our balls. So I says, I gotta put a water filter in before I can start playing pickleball with these things. Fine, ping pong. What do you want from me? All right? So I got that water filter in, you know, and I'm sitting there unwrenching things. And you should know by the fact that I just said unwrenching things that I had no business unwrenching anything. I was successfully able to remove the faucet hose from the wall, but I forgot. Turn off the main water valve. I had a freaking fire hose shooting out of my deal, but it's not my fault. I got plastic in my brain, all right? So I'm slipping all around like I'm in Diddy's mansion, you know, and So I was able to get all the water out, and by that time, the wood floors are buckling. So what I'm telling you is my effort to save $200 on a plumber. Now, I'm supposed to spend $5,000 on a carpenter. So I've been taking up woodworking, and I can't help it, guys. I'm Midwest cheap. Midwest cheap, it's a hereditary disease. It's passed down from your father's side, traditionally. That's where I got it from. I got it from my Grandpa Bob. There was this one time that my Grandma Sue's here tonight. Where's my Grandma Sue at? Oh, she's right there. There she is. Hey, Grandma. There was this one time my Grandma Sue's dentures broke. And she asked my Grandpa Bob to take him to the dentist. My Grandpa Bob did not take him to the dentist. He took those dentures to the basement to fix them with a drill like a medieval orthodontist. My Grandma Sue was so pissed, she was screaming at him, "Mom, will you get back up here when I'm goddamn nothing? What's the matter with you?" She had to go to the garage to kidnap his tackle box and use it as a bargaining chip because this turned into a hostage situation. She was just holding his bucktails over the garbage disposal. I dare you! I dare you! If my Grandpa Bob was here with us tonight, he would be, is my balcony with me? Is the very last row in the third balcony with me? That's where my Grandpa Bob would be sitting, okay? They are Midwest cheap too. They save money on the ticket, they spend it on the beer. That's the move. Meanwhile, my Grandma Sue, before the show, she was out here in the front row putting jackets on these seats like she was saving it for Christmas Mass. Because my Grandma Sue is Midwest rich. She didn't have any money either, but her credit card don't know it yet. That's what kept the fire alive in their marriage for 60 years. Grandma Sue, she would say something like, "Bob, the dishwasher smells like burning rubber." And then my Grandpa Bob would say something like, "Then stop smelling things." There was a moment, though, toward the end of my Grandpa Bob's life where he got really serious with my Grandma Sue. He said, "Sue, I know you want to fix all these appliances, but you're just going to have to wait till after I die, because spending the money would kill me dead." And then my Grandpa Bob passed away. And look, everybody's got their own way of mourning. Some people turn to therapy, some people turn to the bottle. My Grandma Sue, she turned to the good book, the Lowe's home catalog. The very next day, Grandma Sue replaced every single appliance in that kitchen like she just won the Price is Right Showcase Showdown. That's how it went. So I'm Midwest cheap. Like the other day, the zipper on my suitcase broke. Now here's what a normal person would do in that situation. They buy a new suitcase, but not me. No, why would I buy a new suitcase when I got a free ratchet strap hanging in the garage? I just strapped that sucker up, I slapped it, I says, "That's not going anywhere." Which is exactly what the TSA said. And you know, rich people, when they want to get new glassware, they go somewhere fancy, like the Crate and Barrel, and they buy these rustic jar-looking glasses. Not me. I'm not buying rustic jar-looking glasses. Hell no. I just buy pickles, and the glassware takes care of itself. Oh, we got some spendy people in the audience tonight. All right, let me redo that joke for you. I don't buy glassware at all. I just buy cashew butter. A little something for everyone here tonight. Rich people buy floss. I'm not buying floss. No, I've been using the same piece of fishing line for the past 3 years. I'm gonna hand it down to my grandchildren. Rich people, when they go on vacation, they fly somewhere exotic and they stay at the fanciest hotels, like the Radisson, you know? Not me, I'm not staying at no Radisson. No, I am driving to the Holiday Inn and sleeping in my car in the parking lot. Because then I wake up in the morning, I walk inside, boom, free continental breakfast. And I got a lot of reasons that I'm Midwest cheap. Another reason is my parents, who are also here tonight. Where are my parents at? It's my mom and my dad. Yeah. They're Midwest cheap. They are. They had no other option than to be Midwest cheap because they had 12 kids. All right. Yes, Jesus was involved. And like my mom, she could make it rain with Kohl's Cash. When it came to Kohl's Cash, she was like Lil Wayne in an Atlanta strip club. Just. My mom had 12 kids and no epidural. Now, that is either the most badass thing you can do as a human being or the cheapest. I'm not sure which. We grew up wearing all these hand-me-downs because there were all these people in the neighborhood that knew we had a bunch of kids, so they would bring all their old crap over to our house because the nearest Goodwill was 15 more minutes down the road. So I grew up wearing all these shirts for things I never accomplished. Like Harvard rowing, I can't do either of them things. I grew up wearing shirts for places I had never been. There was this one shirt, Salty Dog Hilton Head. I didn't even try wearing that shirt on account of I thought it was a sex position. I got my first soccer jersey from this pile of clothes. Now look, growing up I didn't watch professional soccer because I had friends, but it was Halloween in school, so I was going as a guy who never won a fight, so... But when I walked in, this girl, Kim, she goes, "Hey, that's my uncle's Dart League shirt." I was like, "What? No, it's not. Wait, is that? Well, that's why it smells like cigarettes and Polish." Okay. I'll tell you this right now. It's not like my family didn't have money. My dad was a doctor. My dad still is a doctor. In fact, he's going to be a doctor till the day he dies because he had 12 kids. Do you know what it's like, though, being the second oldest of 12 kids? Nobody? Okay, that's fine. I'll tell you. You're the second oldest, and then you see another kid come, and then another kid come, and then another kid come, and you just watch your inheritance go down and down and down and down. This is how my mom would tell us there was a new baby coming. It was during prayer time. She would get all the kids upstairs. She'd call for us. Andy, Charlie, Billy, prayer time. Betsy, Maggie, Addie, prayer time. But, you know, we were cage-free kids. So we were out there. We were running around. We weren't good listeners, so she'd have to start shouting for us. Andy, Charlie, Billy, prayer time. Betsy, Maggie, Addie, prayer time. And my dad, while we were doing prayer time, he was down sitting on the couch doing TV time. And he got sick hearing us ignoring his wife, so then he got into the mix. Andy, Charlie, Billy, get your sorry asses up to prayers. And then we all got up there for prayers, and then we started prayers. God bless Andy, Charlie, Billy, Betsy, Maggie, Addie, Mary Kate, and when my mom said and, me and my brothers were looking at each other like, how are they still doing it? Where do they find the time? Is this why we're in CCD? I get it. Yeah, that's what my parents spent their money on. They spent their money on kids. My dad, he wasn't gonna hire a construction crew. No, not when he already made a construction crew with my mom. At a very early age, we were putting down the tile. We were taking out the drywall. We were removing asbestos from the basement. Standard stuff. Don't worry, it's not COVID. I've had it for 20 years. So I went inside seeking some workman's compensation, you know. I was like, "Dad, can I get paid for this?" He's like, "You know what? You've already been paid. With a roof over your head, 3 square meals, and by the way, character." Oh, that really stretched my slinky. I'll tell you that right now. Because character's not going to buy you GAC. Character's not going to buy you a Dunkin' Yo-Yo. Character's not going to buy you Pogs. Now, if you're sitting out there saying, yeah, those were some pretty cool toys, I'm here to let you know your colonoscopy is not going to schedule itself. But I figured out a little loophole, guys. I figured out that if I got a real job, well, then I couldn't be put to work for free. All right, so at the age of 12 years old, I got my first official job as a caddy. So, yeah, great. Dead silence. Okay. That's fine. I'll take dead silence. It's better than the reaction I got when I said that in California, because somebody shouted back, 12 years old? I'm sorry, that's child labor. I was like, that's not child labor, lady. It's a part-time job, all right? Child labor is very different. Child labor is what made the golf bag. It's true, it's a Nike golf bag. That's where Nike got its slogan from. Just do it. So. All right. A lot of fans of Nike in here. And I'll tell you this, as a caddy, you got to learn all these dumb rules. You know, one of the rules is you must cup the club heads when you walk, because the club heads rattle. And golf is a very serious game. And you must not disturb the middle-aged men from hitting on the underage bev cart girls. That is not okay. That is not okay. Cut to me walking up to the 9th hole, though. I'm because I'm 12 years old, guys. I forgot to care, all right? So I get up there, I pull out the putter, I give the putter to my member. Very weird name for a 12-year-old to call a grown man, but he takes the putter, and he putts, and he misses by a long shot. Like, it wasn't even close. That ball rolled off the green. But then he gets mad at me. He's like, do you know what was in my head that whole damn time? I was like, oh, you should probably lawyer up for what you said to that bev cart girl. He said, all I could think of was the rattling of those clubs. I was like, oh, geez Louise, if you are this man now, just wait till you figure out I lost your 9-iron. But I said I was sorry. I says, I'm sorry, you know? And that's something that's really stuck with me to adulthood. Guys, I am always saying I'm sorry. Because I'm a Midwest guy, right? I'm trying to be overly polite. Like, oh, sorry, didn't see you there. Oh, sorry, I'm late. Oh, sorry, you stepped on my foot. That's my bad. Sorry, I brought beer into church. I didn't know. Not really a wine guy. Thought it was BYOB for the JC. I'm sorry. Sorry, we're cousins. Sorry, I'm not giving you any further context to that sorry. I am always saying I'm sorry. I never mean it, but I always say it. Plus, I got a lot of reasons to be sorry, because I got a scotch of the ADHD. Just a scotch, not a dab, just a scotch. No, I mean it. I went to the doctor, I got it official. The doctor said to me, what makes you think you have ADHD? And he says, well, doc, I don't know. A bunch of people says I should get tested, so here I am getting tested. I don't think I got it, though, if I'm honest. Oh, my gosh, I love this stained glass window. This is so cool. You know, this reminds me of the stained glass window I saw in church the other day, except there was Adam and Eve there, and they were in the Garden of Eden, and the priest was talking about it, and he said that they ate the forbidden fruit from the tree of knowledge, and once they ate the forbidden fruit, bad stuff started to happen. Now, I'm not really sure what the bad stuff was. I was getting yelled at for bringing a beer in, which I thought was ridiculous. I'm sitting there in the pew. The usher comes up. He says, you can't have that beer in here. I says, I'm holding on to it for the groom. It's not even open. He says, it is too open. I says, yeah, it's open a little bit. But why are you getting mad at me? Look at all these people on their phones. And the usher says they're following along in their online Bible. I says, no, they're not. I know that trick. I do it every time the Packers are playing. But But then, Doc, I started thinking about these phones, and I started thinking about artificial intelligence. And do you know, right now, these billionaire tech bros are becoming trillionaire tech bros because they stole our data to train AI to take our jobs. I'm serious. Have you seen Elon Musk's Optimus robots? You know, the one that Kim Kardashian was hooling to? He says in a few years, there's going to be more robots than people, and they're going to take all of our jobs, and we're going to have to survive off of universal basic income. Is he serious? Has he not seen iRobot? This is the stuff Will Smith warned us about. And it's not just that, Doc. The U.S. military is training these AI robots in war. Have they not seen the Terminator? And also, the Chinese military's got these AI robot dogs with AK-47s on their back. Have they not seen Paw Patrol? What is going on here? Do you mind if I pace? It helps me spiral. So listen. I'm not saying that artificial intelligence is all bad. No, I think it can do a lot of good. It can make a lot of medical advances. It can help us fight climate change. But right now, these tech giants are racing to superintelligence. And they have all admitted that superintelligence could kill the entire human race if they're not being safe about it. So are they being safe about it? Well, Doc, let me put it to you like this. You've been ice fishing, right? Now, we all got the buddy that likes to take his truck out onto the ice. Is that safe? Well, let's just say if I'm in that truck, I'm rolling the windows down, okay? And I'm also not putting my seatbelt on, because out on the road, it's click it or ticket, but out on the ice, it's click it and casket. I'm getting to my point, okay? What I'm telling you is that these tech bros are driving a freaking semi out onto the ice, and they got all of us ratchet strapped to the bed. They are spending all their money making it stronger, not safer, because they're racing to superintelligence, because the first one there gets to become a trillionaire because the AI takes all of our jobs. That's right, I'm telling you, we are risking human civilization so a bunch of CEOs don't need to pay workmen's compensation. It makes absolutely no sense. By the way, is that ink splotch supposed to be a butterfly or a vagina? Because right here, I'm seeing butterfly, but up here, it's looking a little frisky now. Anyways, Doc, I know what you're thinking. There must be some kind of regulation on artificial intelligence. No, there is more regulation on a bratwurst than the entire artificial intelligence industry. Why? Because these billionaire tech bros are bribing Congress. Oh, I didn't mean to say bribing. Phones are listening. They're lobbying Congress. Doesn't that make you mad? This isn't we the people, it's they the billionaires. And I know what you're thinking, why don't they care? Well, they all got doomsday bunkers, and none of us got that. Best I got is a basement, and I don't even know if that works in a tornado yet. You're mad. You're mad, aren't you? I'm mad too. Hey, you know what? We don't have to be mad. Let's call our congressman. We can make our voice be heard. We can tell them that we need an international treaty for AI safety. We will not let our families get hurt. No, we will make our voices heard. Let's do it together. We will not be distracted. Actually, first, check out this video in my feed. Isn't that cool? God, squirrels, they do the darndest things. Oh, yeah. Oh my gosh. He's trying to climb up the feeder and they put oil on the feeder. He's not gonna get up, the fat bastard. Oh, look at him. Oh, God, no, I know that AI controls these algorithms on our feeds and whatnot, but I'm not afraid of that AI because it just makes me so happy and forget about everything else in life. Oh, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. I don't know, Doc. Sometimes, do you feel like we're in the Garden of Eden all over again? And maybe we've already eaten the forbidden fruit? Doc. Is that why there's an apple on the back of this damn thing? And it's got a bite taken out. Jeez Louise. Oh my God. And before I could even finish answering his question, he handed me a prescription for legal meth. It was crazy. I tell you guys, that's what ADD does to me. It sends me deep, deep down these rabbit holes. Meanwhile, my simple to-do list, it doesn't stand a chance. No, I call it procrastination through disasterbation. I perfected it. Like, I spent 3 full days looking into how climate change was killing the walleye population in northern Wisconsin, and then also killing the economy in northern Wisconsin because of the lack of snow with the snowmobiling season. 3 full days I spent looking into that, and 3 full months just never getting health insurance. I just didn't get it. And then I had to go to the ER. I'm fine, thanks for none of you asking. I had to go to the ER because I cut the ball of my foot, and I had to get 8 stitches in the ball of my foot. Yeah. Now that's bad news. Here's the good news. Fellas, if you have to cut one of your balls, I'm telling you guys, the ball of your foot is the one you want to cut. It's a pro tip right there. Now, here's how I cut the ball of my foot, all right? I was swimming with my buddies in this pool that we found. And I says, fellas, can I interest you in a little game of mermaids? And if you're not sure what mermaids is, it's a great game. It's where you swim underwater as long as you can on one breath of air, okay? And before you ask, no, I was not drunk. I was the other one, but I was not drunk. So all of my friends go, but only one friend can even get to the other end of the pool. I was like, all right, I'm gonna show you guys that I can get to that end of the pool, kickflip, get to the other end of the pool on one breath of air. Because guys, I can hold my breath for a really, 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 really long time. Also, didn't get enough attention as a child. So that's why I'm up here today, actually. And so I start swimming. I get to the other end of the pool. I kickflip. But on my kickflip, I hit the pool grate and I slice the ball of my foot. Don't worry, my buddies were there. My friends, my guys, they jumped into action. My one buddy was like, oh my gosh, we got a bleeder. Hang on, I'll get my belt. I'm like, dude, you're a 44 waist. I'm not sure what the hell that's gonna do in this situation. My other buddy comes running over. I think we got to pee on it. I'm like, put that thing away. I'm not a jellyfish, all right? Finally, my third buddy comes over. He's a nurse. I'm like, where the hell have you been this whole time? He wraps up my foot tight, puts me in the car, takes me to the ER. But on the way to the ER, I am getting so paranoid because I can't feel my big toe. And I says, Tom, do you think they're gonna have to amputate it? And he says, no, I think the gummy bear's just kicking in. So, well, that makes sense, because I'm getting afraid of the dark right now, too. I turned the dome light on, forgetting that Tom had just become a dad. Now, I don't know if you guys know anything about dads and dome lights, but they don't mix. As soon as I turned that dome light on, Tommy lost his freaking marbles. He's like, are you kidding me? Turn it off, it's illegal. It's not illegal. It is perfectly okay. How many of you thought that was illegal before this moment right now? Yeah, your fathers have lied to you. So I'm in the ER waiting room, all right, and the paranoia starts coming back. I know Tom said I'd be okay, but Tom, he's a nurse. I wanted to ask a doctor. So I Googled WebMD, and I found out that I was not okay at all, guys. No, I had 4 cases of the cancer, 1 case of the rubella, which I'm pretty sure is a lettuce. So I was gonna need some dressing for that. And the oral herp. I was like, this is not good, this is not good. This is making me more paranoid. I gotta Google something else, anything else. But Google saw that I was Googling all these feet things. And so they decided to suggest me the website WikiFeet. I'll explain WikiFeet for all of you pretending not to know what a foot fetish is. WikiFeet is a website where they upload bare feet of celebrities for people to rank and take pleasure in. And I use the term celebrity very loosely because I'm on WikiFeet. And I have a 4.2 out of 5 rating. No, that's not a good rating, guys. Don't clap, vote, okay? Give me 5 stars. I got great cuticles, I do. Sir, eyes up here, okay? I'm up here. I'm gonna tell this to you guys right now, and I don't care if I get canceled for saying it. I believe that foot erotica is deteriorating the fabric of the American nuclear family. Oh, you're not on board yet? You'll get on board. Think about it. We used to get married and have kids in our early 20s. Now we're waiting till our 30s, till our 40s. Why? It's this easy access to foot erotica. Why buy the leg when you can get the foot for free? I can't wait to read the reviews of this show. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah, we went to the Charlie Berens show. He started talking about foot fornication, for God's sake. Me and the missus, we are praying for his soul. I mean, honestly. Now, Linda did look him up. Apparently, the kid's got some nice arches, but you keep that stuff in the bedroom, you know? So I'm sitting there in the deal, and I'm waiting to get stitched up, and I'm looking at these feet, and I'm like, you know, these aren't so bad. Maybe it was just the wrong angle. So I grab my phone, because guys, you know it's all about the angle when you're sending fish pics and only fish pics, you know? So I take a picture, I put it on my Instagram story. I says, felt cute, might delete later. And then the doctor comes in, and he stitches up my foot, and he sends me on my way. And then I got the bill. And if you remember, I didn't have health insurance. 8 stitches cost me $4,500. That's approximately $562.50 a stitch. Yes, I used a calculator. And the doc says, come on back and I'll take those stitches out. Oh, no, you will not, sir. No, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I am using my buck knife. So I took out my stitches, and then I got health insurance because I needed a tetanus shot. So there you have it. Oh, you guys are great. You guys are too kind. Too kind. Is anyone out there from South Dakota? Okay, good. This joke will work. So I went to South Dakota, all right? I went to Sioux Falls, and I checked into the hotel at Sioux Falls, and when I checked in, I got upgraded to a suite, okay? Now, I'm not trying to brag. It was Sioux Falls, South Dakota on a Wednesday night. No one was using it, all right? And by it, I mean the city. It was dead. And look, I love South Dakota as much as the next pheasant, but in January, you know, people are vacationing. So anyways, I was so excited to have my own hotel suite because you got to remember, I mean, I'm Midwest cheap. I grew up 1 of 12 kids. I grew up sleeping in a 3-tiered bunk bed system. I had 2 people peeing on me every night. So to be able to sprawl out in my own bed and not worry about my brother in the other room pointing an airsoft gun through the crack of the door at my nipple, there's something so nice about that. But my excitement for having my own hotel suite went away as soon as I walked in the door. Because as soon as I walked in, there are these 2 TVs, and both TVs are at full volume playing the worst menu screen music you have ever heard in your life. It was like... It was awful. It sounded like it was composed by a 19-year-old named Chad with 2 Ds. It was so bad. And I was like, I gotta turn these TVs off. And I can't find the remote control. And the longer I'm going without being able to find the remote control, I can just slowly feel it happening. I can feel myself turning into my dad. And I knew the exact moment it happened because I stopped calling it a remote control and I started calling it a clicker. You bet your ass. As soon as I said the word clicker, my shoes turned into white New Balances, and I was running around. I was like, where in the hell is the clicker? What, did it grow legs and walk away? You know, if it was a snake, it would have bit me in the ass by now. And hey, who turned the heat up? If you're cold, put a sweater on. Hold the damn flashlight straight. Do you know how expensive kids are? You could have been a Maserati towing a bass boat. How'd I do, Dad? Did I do good on that one? All right. There we go. Perfect impression. Now look, here's what a sober person would have done in this moment. A sober person would have called the front desk. The front desk would have told them where the clicker is. It would have been done. But me, on this particular night in Sioux Falls, South Dakota, I just so happened to be a scotch unsober. And so what I did is I grabbed my phone and I asked the internet to help me find my remote control. And as I zoomed in on the TV, I could see right in front of me the whole time was my remote control, except it wasn't a physical remote control. It was a QR code on the TV screen, and that QR code I would use on my phone, and my phone would be, what was wrong with a remote control? But I took it as a learning moment. I did. I says, you know, folks, too often in life we are not living in the moment. We are so consumed on our little screens that we are missing the bigger picture on the bigger screen. You know, I thought that was a cute little joke, so thank you, yeah. So I posted that to the internet, and then I turned my TVs off and I went to bed. And if that's where this story ended, I wouldn't be telling it to you right now. Because here's the thing about posting a video image of a QR code. That is the remote control to your television set onto the World Wide Web. Somebody out there is going to purchase you a pornographic film. Because I was dead asleep, and then all of a sudden I awoke to Debbie Does Dubuque right in my bedroom. I look over to my living room at that TV, and there's Debbie riding John Deere. At this point, I did call the front desk. I says, lady, I turned my TV into sexual touch tunes. You gotta help me. Look, I think this is the greatest job I've ever had. And I don't say that lightly. I used to be a pretzel roller at Annie Ann's, okay? The plus side is I get to do this. The downside is I'm away from my family. And I got so many people in my family that I love dearly. And there's other people in my family too. Like, one of them guys is my Uncle Jack. Okay, now my Uncle Jack, first of all, he's not technically my uncle. Technically, he's a second cousin, but he insists I call him Uncle. And he's got way too many guns with the serial number scratched off that I just call him Uncle. My Uncle Jack, he's one of them guys, he talks like this. He talks like, hey there, guy, how you doing there? You want to come on in? Oh, yeah, you see them deer out there? Yeah, deer, let me get you a beer. What do you want here? He talks like a didgeridoo. He talks like he's got a little Beetlejuice in his throat, trying desperately not to drown in the hot tub of chewing tobacco. I love him. I love everything about him. I love the way he dresses. He always has worn the same thing ever since I known him. Pair of jeans, t-shirt tucked into the jeans. And it's a V-neck t-shirt. Except he did not purchase it as a V-neck t-shirt. He's just been digging it down to the grundle. Sorry, I said grundle. Since the Packers won their last Super Bowl, and that's where V-necks come from. Sometimes he can get a little snarly, you know, like he gives me crap about living in Milwaukee. He's like, are you still living down there in Milwaukee? You know, it's just a bunch of criminals down there in Milwaukee. Really, Jack? Just a bunch of criminals in Milwaukee? Dude, you literally have to blow in your car to start it, all right? Like, You got no business calling other people criminals as long as you're starting your car the same way I start my Nintendo. You ask your mom why that's funny, okay? My Uncle Jack, he did give me a little gift the last time I was up there. He gave me his homemade dough pea, which was cool. Homemade dough pea. Okay, we have more confused faces than I was expecting here, Wisconsin. Dough pea, it is the pea of a lady deer. Homemade dough pea. Now, how he made that at home, I don't really want to know, but that was the last time I tried his bathtub gin. I can tell you that much. All right, I'm getting the vibe that you got more questions than answers after that explanation. So think about it like this. Dough pea, it's perfume for the bucks. Bucks love the smell of lady deer pea. They're like the R. Kelly of the animal kingdom, if you want to think about it like that. But Jack, he takes his dough pea and he sprays it on me. I'm like, dude, I don't think that's how we're supposed to be using this. He sends me out the door. I'm up in the deer stand for 5 hours. I don't see nothing. This dough pea does not work. Okay, so I get down from the tree, I go to my car, but I realize Jack left me a little present. It's his homemade dough pea, and he put it in the front seat, but he forgot to close the bottle tight. So it spent that entire time leaking all over my cloth seats. Yeah, I have cloth seats, you shut your mouth. My car smelled like a zoo in an oven, guys. I had to roll the windows down to air that thing out. Again, I'm in that deer stand 5 hours. I don't see nothing. But on my ride home, did I see something? I mean, my God, I had about $5 trying to mount my gas tank. You got any bird hunters out here? Oh, you pheasant hunt? There you go. You got a dog? Oh, yeah, you got a pointer? Yeah, what's your pointer's name? Coors. Frickin' course it's Coors. I guarantee you, he never shuts the hell up about that dog. No, you don't. You're like, oh yeah, we got Coors trained up real good this year. I tell you, Coors is the best gosh darn bird dog I've ever had. Wasn't that right, Coors? Aren't you so good kissing him on the mouth and all that sort of stuff? You know? And then we get out in the field, it's a completely different story. Coors, get your ass over here! I'll make you taste the Rockies. Get your ass over here! Then he's got the electric shock collar just... And there's Coors just vibrating like an Applebee's buzzer out in the field. Oh, animal abuse. Now, look, eventually Coors is going to do his job. Coors is going to go on point. And you, my guy, you're going to be so excited that you're also going to go on point. All right? And you'll be like, all right, everybody get around. We are not missing this, all right? So you get a nervous hunter here, and you get a nervous hunter here, and you get a nervous hunter here, and you get a nervous hunter here. Now, if that little birdie's smart, he's gonna fly up to about 5'6", drop down, boom, Midwest execution, just like that. It's what we call a Dick Cheney funeral in the bit. I like hunting, I like fishing. Fishing, we grew up fishing. My dad used to do this fun thing, like he'd put fishing tackle underneath our pillows, you know? So like I'd wake up with the bobbers and my brother would wake up with a pierced ear. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But I'll tell you guys this about being in a family of 12. There's 2 generations in a family of 12, okay? There's the older kids, the ones that were raised right. And then there's everyone else, and I don't know who the hell raised them, to be quite honest with you. The older ones, we were raised, you know, the way my dad was raised in a lot of ways. And my dad, he'd be out there 8 years old. They didn't have a lot of money, so he started a business digging for worms, just digging. Rain, when he heard the sound of rain, he heard the sound of money. My dad, he would pay his siblings a penny a day. He was a fascist from a very early age. And that's how he raised the older kids. But the younger kids, like I said, I don't know what happened. Like I was over at my folks' house the other day and my little sister was there, the youngest, Ellie, the princess, and she goes up to my parents and says, "Good night, Mom and Dad, I love you." And my mom said, "I love you," because she's weak. But my dad also said, "I love you." And I was like, what the is going on? Now, don't get me wrong, we were told I love you as kids. We were, like, if I said, "Good night, Mom and Dad, I love you," my mom would say, "I love you." And my dad would say, "Okay." My mom told me I love you every single day, but my dad, he's like a lot of Midwest dads out there. He needed a special occasion to say, "I love you." You know, like a death or a near drowning or a Packers playoff win, you know? He wasn't just handing out "I love yous" all willy-nilly on a Tuesday night. Are you freaking kidding me now? I was so sad because I thought I had lost a dad that I had always known. But then there was a glimmer of hope. My dad came over to my house to help me do some drywall. And a couple weeks before that, he had gifted me this beautiful family heirloom table, and he refinished the top of it. And he wanted me to know that he refinished the top of it. He's like, "You see this? That's good wood, okay? I don't want you scratching it. I don't want you denting it. I don't want you putting cups on it without a coaster. I don't care if it's hot. I don't care if it's cold. You got it? You're not gonna scratch it. You promise me you're not gonna scratch it." Do you guys ever get a gift from your parents and wish you weren't getting that gift halfway through? I promised him I would not scratch the table. And when I moved it into my place, I scratched the table immediately on the door frame. So you know where this is going. My dad comes over. He does the typical dad things. When he walks in the house, he turns down the heater a couple notches. He looks up at the lights on. He goes, "The hell's the matter with you? This place is lit up like a Polish church. What's your problem?" And then he sees the scratch on the table. First he does a double take, and then he does one of these numbers. The hell? Are you kidding me? I told you not to scratch the table. If you can't take care of this, I'm gonna ratchet strap it to the back of the truck, take it over to your sister's or someone who cares. I'm serious. I'm gonna put it on the back of the truck. I'm gonna get on the highway. I'm gonna have to go 35 miles an hour with the emergency lights on and tell all those pricks on the road to go around, go around. Oh, are you crying? Are those tears? I'll give you something to cry about. You better dry them up. And I was crying, guys. I was crying like I hadn't cried in a long, long time because the dad I thought I had lost, he was there the whole time. But it's tough being away from home, guys, because you miss big things. You do. And like my sister, she had her first baby recently. Don't worry, I'll tell her one of you clapped. And my brother, he had his third child recently, and he had a boy and he had a girl. But for the third child, he wanted to wait to find out the sex when it came out the deal. That's the medical terminology for that procedure. Here's how my brother revealed the sex of his third baby to the family. He sends a full frontal picture to the family text chain. I was in a meeting. I was sharing my screen. I said, "Oh, hang on, guys. I think my brother had a boy." Like, "Oh my gosh, he had a boy. Jeez Louise, dude, I get it. He's hung like a hamster. Congratulations. I wanted to be on the baby registry, not this one. What is your problem?" All right, that's a bit of an exaggeration right there. I don't want to be on the baby registry. I am so sick of all these registries. I know I might lose some of you good folks out here saying this, but I am done with the registries. In my family, if you get engaged, you get a registry. If you get married, you get a registry. If you have a baby, you get another registry with more free gifts. I'm like, you guys have good jobs. You're getting married. You're having kids. I think you have your lives together. okay? When can we stop doing registries for all the people who have their lives together and start doing registries for all of us that don't have our lives together? Thank you. Thank you. Where are the I just got laid off because a robot took my job registries? Where are the I just got my truck repoed registries? Where are the I'm still a Bears fan for God knows what reason registries? Where are the divorce registries? I have been divorced for several years. I've got 3 samurai swords on my wall, but only 1 butter knife. Where is my registry? Do you guys know what it's like when your butter knife's in the wash and you gotta make a PB&J with a freaking samurai sword? It is not as easy as it looks. Forget the not.com. How's about the notdoingsohot.com? Sign me up for that. And I'll tell you this too, it's tough being the only divorced guy in a big Catholic family. It is, because people treat you different. They do. Like we got this family vacation we go on every year. And we have a rule in family vacation. And that's that your fiance can come on family vacation, but they can't sleep in the same bed. No, because we're Catholic. And our favorite game to play is pretend. And, oh, there my Catholics. It's nice to see you guys. Good to see you. And I'll see you all again in purgatory for laughing at that joke. No, but my dad, he came up to me and he said, Charlie, Maggie's coming on vacation this year. She's bringing Brian and we don't have enough beds. And I was like, how is this my problem? He said, we don't have enough beds. Brian is coming, so we don't have enough beds. So I was like, so what? I'll just sleep in a tent? He said, that would be great. Like, dude, Brian's been in this family, what, 2 years? I've been in this family since the late 80s, man. I am not sleeping in a tent. So there I was, sleeping in the divorce tent. The only place I could put my tent was on a hill. And if you're a camper, you know you sleep with your head up the hill. So there I was, just on a downward slope in this tent by myself. It was a little too symbolic for my place in life at this time. And I just had these dreams all night of being an Olympic loser, just... And I'll tell you guys this, one of the silver linings in being the divorced guy in the family is you get to spend your time doing other things. And I spent a lot of time hanging out with that lady right there, my Grandma Sue. We've become like best friends, guys, best friends, you know? And don't get me wrong, I have friends, okay? But my friends are all married and have kids. But Grandma Sue likes to gamble and has handicapped parking, so... Yeah, that's the dock I'm tying this boat up to. Grandma calls it rock star parking. And it is rock star. When I take Grandma and her gals to the casino, we are nothing if not rock stars. Because each one of these ladies has a whole freaking pharmacy in their purse. I mean, if we get pulled over on the road, I gotta watch out, because we got more drugs in that car than a Motley Crue tour bus. It is wild. And as soon as I park the car, well, now it's time to collect Charlie's pill tax, you know? You guys ever popped a Thursday just to see what would happen? You get thin blood and minor hallucinations. Tell you that much. Now, the reason we go to the casino, of course, it's for Grandma's health, you know, because she's got a bummed leg, you know, and it's hard for her to get on the treadmill. But as soon as the doors to that casino open, gone. She's doing long strides, ladies and gentlemen, long strides. You do not find Grandma Sue unless Grandma Sue wants to be found. And the last time we went to the casino, Grandma Sue wanted to be found because she was out of money. She's waiting for me at the door with tears in her eyes. Char, I lost all my money. I was like, Grandma, it's been 4 minutes since I parked the car. Now look, I'm a good grandson, all right? So I loaned her $20 at 2 points. But it came with a lecture. I says, you can't put this all in the Wheel of Fortune machine again. You can't trust that damn Pat Sajak, all right? She took the money, she was gone. And I didn't see her for hours, guys, hours. I didn't know if she was dead. I didn't know if she was alive. I got so concerned, I almost left the blackjack table, all right? But then I lost all my money, so I did leave the blackjack table, and I got serious about finding Grandma. And I couldn't find her anywhere. To the point where the security guard came up to me and said, can I help you, sir? And I says, yeah, I lost my grandma. He says, can you describe her? I says, yeah, she's, a short, older lady. She's got white hair. She's got a purse. She's got a walker. She's got a gambling addiction. And this poor guy is looking out over the whole casino like he's trying to pick out a moth in a porch light. Just then, Grandma Sue found us, this time with a winning ticket, $1,800. And she goes, that's why you light a candle in church, Char. I was like, that's great, Grandma. Can I have my $20 back? And she goes, that was a gift. Gone. And now, sorry, I hit you there. And now, Grandma Sue, we get to have your version of this story. Is that how it ended there?
No.
Well, you're not supposed to give away my deal here. What happened?
I did give you your $20 back.
But it would be a better story if you didn't. You see the last laughs I got there, right?
The only problem is I lost $400 because I gave you your $20 back. That's when I called it quits.
Grandma, what advice do you have for all these people out there gambling? What advice do you have for them?
Just keep on gambling.
Just keep on gambling, ladies and gentlemen. Grandma Sue. There you have it. Keep her moving and keep on gambling. One of the nice things about hanging out with my grandma is we've got to talk a lot about my Grandpa Bob, My Grandpa Bob, he passed away a few years ago, but that's what keeps the memories alive, Like there was a tornado in Fond du Lac. All of Fond du Lac's crap was in my grandparents' yard, and we all of it, okay? And we were going up there to help clean up, and there was a grill from a Weber and a grill from a Chevy. There was siding, there was roofing, there were these lawn chairs that flew in from the 80s somehow. And I was like, Grandpa Bob, this is terrible. And he goes, terrible? No. Why go to Goodwill when Goodwill go to you? And we picked all that crap up and we moved it right into my grandpa's garage. Now, my grandpa's garage, he had 2 of everything you never need. Cracked 5-gallon buckets, empty cans of WD-40, 2 paintbrushes hanging from the rafters so the 2 cars didn't hit the 2 broken lawnmowers. He had 2 things of C batteries. Who has C batteries anymore? A guy with 2 broken Billy Basses, that's who. He had 2 of everything you never need. His garage was like Noah's Ark, except this was all the stuff God wanted to drown. And then afterwards, Grandpa, he made us lunch. And his idea of lunch was a box of donuts and a cold stick of butter. And we watched him cut that cold stick of butter into tiles. And we were like, why is Grandpa cutting us cold butter? Turns out one for us. He took a Long John donut from the box. He put it on his plate. And by plate, I mean paper towel. And he proceeded to tile that Long John donut like a bathroom floor. And then he cracked a beer and he put pepper in the beer. And he said, I can't put salt and an egg in here anymore. The doctor says it's not good for my health. He then drank a beer and ate that whole damn buttered donut. And me and my siblings were looking at each other like, I think we better enjoy every moment we have left with Grandpa. My Grandpa Bobby served in Korea. But on my grandpa's flight back from Korea, there was so much turbulence that he never flew again. And we were all like, Grandpa, you can fly now. It is safe. This was a few years ago. We're like, what do you want me to do? Grandpa, you can fly now. It is safe. Are you afraid of dying? And he said, oh no, I'm not afraid of dying. No, when it's your time to go, the good Lord will take you, because it's your time to go. But when it's the pilot's time to go, I'm not going to be in that goddamn airplane. So much wisdom in our grandparents, guys. Now, eventually, it did come time for my Grandpa Bob to go. On his last day with us, my dad came up to Fond du Lac to take him to the hospital, and he got him in the car, and he wasn't looking too good. And so my dad said, I'm going to get you an overnight bag because you might have to spend the night in the hospital. And that's when my Grandpa Bob looked at my dad and he said his last 3 words. He said, I love you. I'm kidding. He said, that sounds expensive. Those were his last words. That sounds expensive. And what we didn't realize was on Grandpa Bob's last day with us, he was teaching us a very important life lesson. Because as soon as he said, that sounds expensive, now he's got to take a $5,000 ambulance ride to the hospital. Ambulance ride, $5,000. ER bill, $3,000. Life support, $6,000. But skipping out on the bill and doing a die and dash right to heaven, ladies and gentlemen, that is priceless. Appleton, thank you so much for coming out. Thank you so